So in the last couple of weeks, there's been some news. Some of it good, some of it bad, some of it hilarious, some of it sad.
Yeah.
We'll call it the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Pretty much that pretty much sums it all up.
So I want to start with the ugly.
I don't know that's ugly. I don't think
it's
that's
ugly.
I don't think that's ugly.
It might
First
be
of all,
more evil than that movie that shall not be named anymore.
Well, Hollywood, obviously they've run out of ideas. We can tell because they like to do remakes and what they call reimaginings. And the latest movie from our childhood that they're planning on remaking, The Karate Kid. Now, I'm okay with a remake of The Karate Kid, although,
They already did it.
Without Pat Morita.
Well, they already did it with Hilary Swank, too.
That was like number 4. That wasn't a remake. That was a sequel. But without Pat Morita as Mr. Miyagi, I don't know how really I can get behind it. But for me, it's really more about the casting of The Karate Kid. And they've chosen to go with Jaden Smith, the 10-year-old son of movie icon Will Smith. Now, the kid can act for a child actor. He's been in movies with his parents, and he's okay. But he's 10. And the whole basis of The Karate Kid is that it's a teenager in high school who starts learning karate to defend himself against bullies. Now, apparently, Jaden Smith has been taking martial arts for quite a while, so he's already proficient. But a 10-year-old is The Karate Kid? The only thing that would save this for me is if they brought in Ralph Macchio to be the new sensei.
Well, I don't see how they can't, because it's not like he's, beating down the agents trying to,
He has been guest starring on Ugly Betty. Took me for a loop when I first saw it. I was like, is that Daniel?
Was he like 57 or something now?
He looks surprisingly youthful. Honestly, he still looks like the Karate Kid.
Well, if you did all that karate, you'd be youthful too.
So that would be.
Look at Adrian. He does karate all the time. He's all like he looks like a 5-year-old kid.
He does not age. It's true. He does not age. I just don't. A 10-year-old is the Karate Kid. I don't see it.
Well, hopefully, which leads into our next one. There's an actor strike that could be happening. So hopefully, that's one reason we can wish for an actor strike. That then they won't make the Karate Kid movie.
You know what? I can't even wish for a strike for that reason. If the only thing that would save me is if the actor strike stopped the Twilight sequel from going into production.
Yeah.
Then that would.
But it's a double-edged sword, because if we did that, then we couldn't make Iron Man 2.
I know.
So it's like...
Right. No Iron Man 2, no Captain America, no Avengers.
No TV.
Would
you like me that I can make that happen? If you would like no TV, what would you do with your life?
I don't know.
Exactly. And I don't know what I would do with my life.
I don't know.
I would stare and have to watch infomercials all day, like the magic bullet or the set it and forget it.
Well, as you know, I'm very fond of British television, so I would just have to watch a lot of British television.
And I'd be screwed.
First of all, just to be serious for a second, this town cannot afford another strike. The writer's strike.
Riverside can't?
Hollywood. Riverside, I think Riverside will be okay if there's an actor.
All right, just making sure.
I'm talking about Hollywood. They can't afford another strike. The writer's strike pretty much crippled the town, and not just the production companies and the studios, but the restaurants, the dry cleaners, all that extra stuff that where people go to spend their money.
Yeah.
So Hollywood cannot afford another strike, and we are still seeing the effects that strike had on television and movies.
Yeah, you got Pushing Daisies, you had Heroes that was horribly affected.
Right.
24 wasn't even on the air last year because of that. So
I know.
Does that mean we'll have to wait another year for 24?
I can't go that long without my Jack Bauer fix.
Yeah.
So it's just I have to think that the actors are smart enough to know that they can't go on strike again, especially right now where just across the board the economy is in a crunch. Who's really going to vote to go on strike voluntarily?
Yeah, and when some of those people are getting paid like $20 million a movie or something, can't you make 18 and give that $2 million to other people?
I mean, honestly, we know the strike isn't really for the Will Smith and Tom Cruises of the business, and it's for the lesser paid people, but they're the face of the business, so it's going to be hard for them to sell an actor strike. You know?
I completely agree. And we'll be covering this, I'm sure, every single week for the next 8 months or something. Pretty much.
Let's move from that into some
crazier news,
ridiculous news.
Okay, redonkulous.
Yeah.
Apparently, in 1966, John Lennon gave an interview with a newspaper, and he said that the Beatles are more popular than Jesus Christ.
Famous
And
words.
the
He took a lot of
Vatican
flack for it.
took grudge. You know, they had a big grudge of that.
Yeah.
Well, just this last week, the Vatican newspaper forgave him,
Yeah.
even though he died in the 80s.
They just, like, here's the thing, though. He died in the 80s. Like, upon his death, they couldn't forgive him. Like,
Yeah.
they're just getting around to forgiving him 20 years later.
Yeah, and especially, 38 years since the Beatles broke up, so...
Right.
you
There's
know,
only
4
two.
decades.
There's only 2 of them left alive.
Yeah.
Like, and they're just now getting.
And I
around
like
to
at the end of the story that we found on MSNBC, the last line, they go through how the Vatican forgave him, and the last line is, Lennon was murdered in New York City in 1980.
Just in
like-
case you hadn't heard.
Or just in case you want to, leave the story on a buzzkill.
Right. That is the worst closing line ever. But there it
Yeah.
is. The Vatican has officially forgiven John Lennon. So Catholics, you can play your Beatles music now and not have to go to confession.
There you go. Other redonkulous news. You want to take this one?
So Tim has been wanting to talk about this for a while, but I have forbidden him from speaking about it unless it was actually going to be a reality. Guns N' Roses has actually released Chinese Democracy. This album has been in the work for 17 years.
Yep.
And they've finally released it. It's really more of an Axl Rose solo project,
Yeah,
but
there's nothing...
there's no Guns N' Roses involved in this, but that's what he's releasing it under. Here's the thing. The album, it's called Chinese Democracy. So...
And we've known for 17 years.
The title has never changed.
No.
It has always been called Chinese Democracy.
Yep.
Album gets released. First of all, let's just put out there, it's crap. It's so awful. So it's not even like we've been waiting 17 years for his masterpiece.
Well, I think that's what happens when you wait that many years for everything. Like, I always tell people, when I was in school, you always think about the prom and how it's going to be awesome all through elementary school, all through junior high school, and you get there and it's crap.
It's just a
it's
dance where you got to dress up.
So it's exactly what happened with Chinese Democracy. We've waited our elementary school years, our middle school years, our high school years, and we're in senior year, and it came out, and it's crap.
Yeah, it's crap.
It's crap.
So the thing is, China, which of course
The actual
is
country.
the actual country, the People's Republic of China, which is a communist nation, they are upset about the title of his record, Chinese Democracy. The communist paper of the government, they think that it's a plot of the West to take over the world by spreading democracy across the globe. So they think that we want to take over the world with democracy, and that the way we're going to do that is through Axl Rose. I hardly think Axl Rose is going to be the way that we're going to take over the world.
I would use someone different, maybe like the Killers or Carrot Top.
Or even somebody who was still popular,
Steven Seagal.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's got a new movie coming out.
Yeah, he's not American, though. You're crossing a line.
That's
How
true.
dare you?
Well, hey, he does have a new movie coming out, and I hear it's not awful.
It's just what we want to hear. There's a movie coming out, and it's not that horrible. Wow.
Yeah, so apparently China is a little upset with Axl Rose.
Let China be upset. They can have him if they want.
Right, if they wanted him, they could take him.
We'll trade them for Jackie Chan.
I think we already get Jackie Chan.
Well, maybe we can keep him now. But I don't want him.